This is the Honest Fit Life. But before we get into all that, I wanted to give you full disclosure that we are not fitness trainers, doctors, or healthcare professionals. We are just everyday regular people that are sharing what has worked for us, and what has worked for us may not work for you. This is not meant to be a guide for weight loss or fitness training, just our experiences. So before beginning any weight loss program or fitness training, consult your doctor or healthcare provider. All right, everybody, welcome. I am David, and joining me today is my wife, Mandy,
Hi, everyone.
and our son, Gabe.
Hey everyone.
So, on this episode, we're going to talk about how to have a healthy mindset for health and fitness, building discipline and habits to help you maintain um, your workouts in the gym. What do you do when you find it tough to want to go to the gym? I mean, we all have it.
Hmm.
And, it's hard to have that I want to do this mindset all the time. It's impossible. So that's kind of what we're tackling today, finding a balance for yourself so you don't burn out whether it's your diet or working out, it applies to both. Mental health and your mental awareness is key to all of this.
Yes, it absolutely is key. I mean, you need motivation, you need consistency, and you need discipline to help you get through that initially. I mean, motivation's huge. Consistency also comes from habits.
Mm-hmm.
Building habits is extremely important. What do you do in the morning when you wake up? What do you do when you come home from work?
Right.
What are your habits at night? And it's changing those habits to get you closer to your goals.
Right. So, Gabe, how do you feel about that? Let's
Yeah, I
get you chiming in.
sort of agree. I mean, it definitely matters, especially like in the morning, like how you're just setting yourself up in the morning, basically. Like, are you just kind of slugging around, kind of waking up later, not like eating the best, or, whatever your routine is in the morning? That's kind of like affecting the rest of the day, 'cause it definitely can. Um, and then just staying disciplined in the gym kind of builds that habit of like going like consistently and having that in your brain. It's like, oh, go to the gym this day, or if you go to the gym every day, whatever your routine is or whatever, if you just keep doing it, you kind of get used to it, and then you just start doing it every day, and then sooner or later you've been doing it for years. So um and then just having the consistency in that as well is really important. And then motivation, just because not every day you're gonna be feeling the best. Not every day you're gonna be super good in the gym. Hitting PRs and feeling the best. You could plateau. Get an injury or whatever. You just gotta keep that mindset of just keep um just doing your best. Keep doing better, and just like you just keep going. Just don't like put yourself down and things like that if you don't hit a PR, or if you're not really feeling it that day, or not feeling it in the morning, or whatever is happening in your guys' life.
Right. I mean, I will say out of the three of us, I probably struggle with this the most
Yeah.
of wanting to go. I mean, I have no problem with the diet. I mean, I think I'm probably the most, well, I think we're probably all three at that point, on board with eating clean and healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very disciplined with that. What I struggle with is wanting to go to the gym.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that for me, if I'm not in the right mindset, if I'm not wanting to really go, I don't have the best workout.
Yeah.
So the gym, it's almost, working out and fitness, it's almost like, at least half of it is mental. And if I'm not taking that half of it with me, I'm not getting the full benefit of it. I'm getting half a workout is what it feels like. And so I go through that probably more than you guys do. I mean, Gabe, you're always ready to go. I mean, I think, you've never really expressed not wanting to go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the three of us, you're always the one that's looking forward to going the most, and then mom, and then me bringing up the rear. So it's it is something that I struggle with. I get home. I mean, so our schedule. I'm out at work. I come home, and then it's like try to get some kind of healthy protein snack or something like that, and then get to the gym as quick as possible. So after being on my feet working all day, the last thing I really want to do is go push a bunch of weights at the gym.
Yeah.
And it's always trying to remember, why am I doing it? And trying
Yeah.
to trying to find that happy place of wanting to go to the gym and wanting to push myself. But so I know for me, that's something I definitely struggle with on a consistent basis
Mhm.
of wanting to go to the gym, not wanting to go to the gym. I mean, it's like it's easy when you see the results to get excited and want to keep going.
Yeah, that takes time. It
Right.
takes time to start seeing results. I will say with David, it took me probably a few months to convince him to go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, a lot of people are like, oh, when do I have time? I don't have time. It's so easy, but it's so hard at the same time. You have to make the time.
Well, I mean,
So-
yeah, with time, it's like it's honestly an excuse because you have
Yeah.
time.
'Cause it's
if
like,
you
yeah,
you
if
can
you're not
make
used to
time
it.
to go to the gym, like
Mhm.
100%. Unless you, no, like
Yeah.
yeah, you can 100% go to the gym.
You're going to have to do that to make that time. I mean, Gabe is right. It is an excuse. It's hard if you haven't been going to the gym and you haven't been working out and you're trying to implement this into your life. So, like for David, for instance, he is at work all day. So, when I was talking with him, when would you be able to go? We did try one morning session one time. We went at 7:30 in the morning. I think it was 7:30, right?
I think we were there at 8. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we left at 7:30. We were at the gym by 8.
I had been going to the gym for a while and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm up for it. I had my routine down. I was already motivated to go. I was able to adjust. We did that one time. We never did it again. It wasn't for us.
No, it was tough.
It was kind of awful.
I mean, I would say the motivation was there. The body was so not.
Yeah.
And just too early and everything just felt really out
I
of
think
place.
I did okay. I had the dedication and discipline to just go. If I have to go to the gym at 5 in the morning, or if I have to go at 9 o'clock at night, I'll go.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what my choice is. So whether you have to wake up early to work out before work, which is a very popular thing to do. Some people hit the gym by 6 a.m. or they're around that time.
Right.
Or after work, which is another popular time to go. So whether you're not sleeping in anymore, so you got to get up like an hour earlier. When you come home from work, you're not sitting on the couch. You're going out. So that's why Gabe was saying it is an excuse. You have to make
Right.
time.
Right. And there is. I mean, there's generally always time. You just have to
Mhm.
make the time for it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're talking about. It's like, how do you get in that mindset
Mm-hmm.
to want to make the time?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not in the mindset,
It's-
you will find every excuse in the book not
Yes.
to do it. And that's right there is the trick, is how do you stay consistent to keep yourself in that healthy mindset space to want to get to your workouts, get to the gym or your home gym or whatever you have. It's not just make the time for it, but it's do it.
Yeah.
And be in the right mindset when you're there of what you're trying to do.
Yeah. I'll say for me, it first started, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was so tired of the way I was feeling. I was so tired of my gut issues. I was not liking my body at all. I was just so unhappy with so many things, and I struggled with so many issues. And I started out just working out half an hour
Mhm.
at home. I mean, you can
Right.
start small. Start with a 10-minute workout. Build it up again the next week. It's changing your habits. It's having that motivation to go, I know more. I am not going to live like this anymore. I am not going to feel like this anymore.
Right. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, and that's definitely. I mean that's your story, and I would say
Yeah.
that I've never felt like that. My goals were different, and so I
Mhm.
guess it depends on a lot
Yeah.
of what your initial goal was going into it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be stronger and be a little bulkier, and that's my goal. And so my journey, I feel, can be a tough road. I'm asking my body to do a lot. And so
Yeah.
there's days like right now I'm still facing my injury.
Yeah.
And it's hard right now for me to have motivation because tomorrow's our gym day. I am sick and tired of doing legs because that's all I've been doing, legs and
Mhm.
core. And I'm not excited for it. And and that's the thing. It's like that's the motivation I'm talking about. When you're not excited to go to the gym. It's like you've been doing this, you've been doing it. You may see the results. For a lot of people in reality, they probably don't happen fast enough. And that's a hard thing to accept that, it's like everybody wants it to happen really quick. Nobody
Yeah,
wants,
it's-
nobody's like, I'm going to dedicate 5 years
Yeah.
to this. It's like, I want to see something in 3 months. I want to be in great shape in three. I mean, everyone's got this short term, instant gratification goal
Yes.
system.
Mhm.
I mean, everybody does. I do too. I mean, I
Yeah.
thought 6 months, I'll be in great shape. 6 months, I'm just starting to go on my path.
Mhm.
And, it's being realistic with it. And it is discouraging to a point. But if you have such high expectations going into it, you're setting yourself up for those disappointments. And it's being more realistic with what can be done.
Mhm.
So it's like for me now, it's like, I've got to find something to want to stay active at the gym. Doing, everything I get to do now are things that I don't like to do at all. That's what's open to me right now because I can't do anything on upper body for a while.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm not excited for it. I'm doing it cuz I know I need to, but that's it. So it's like when I'm there, am I really putting my heart and soul into this? Or am I just there passing the time to go home?
Right.
And I think a lot of people will face that.
Yes.
It's like you've done this, this is my third day this week in the gym. And you're thinking, I've already done 2. Do I really need to do the third? I'd rather go out with my friends. I'd rather stay home. I'd rather do something different. And that's the hard thing. It's like, and I would say that any of this stuff, it is a commitment. And it's not just, a thing you're doing. It is a lifestyle commitment.
Mhm.
It
Whether
is.
whether it's your diet, or your habits, or your workouts. Those are all lifestyle changes, lifestyle choices.
Right.
And so it's
Mhm.
like, okay, so let's talk about what do you think would be a great way to look at it? So it's basically let's look at ways we can change our perspective on how we're looking at going to the gym. Because that's a lot of it. A lot of it is
Mhm.
perspective, and it's, yeah, like for what I'm facing right now, no, it's not going to be the fun workouts that I enjoy. But that's looking at it through a negative lens.
Yes.
So it's like, what can I do? How can I look at it through a different lens to find that motivation like, hey, this isn't so bad? I mean, so I'll tell you what I've done so far. Knowing that legs are one of my weaker points. My legs are super, super strong, but they're very small.
Right.
And they're just not growing. Strength-wise, I have amazingly strong legs,
Yeah.
but the size of them doesn't match my upper body. And I've always said I felt like I look like SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Square chest, little stick arms, little stick legs coming out. So that is, if I'm looking at it, it's like, okay, I have the time, and maybe try to do some other exercises within that, some new stuff. I did try some new stuff. I will tell you, I'm not doing it again. Definitely tried a machine
Mhm.
that, man, it was a killer.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the benefit, outweighed the pain from it,
Yeah.
the soreness from it, because it's hitting a muscle you generally don't ever use.
I did this particular machine and I didn't even do that much weights. I did one set on it and it about destroyed my muscle for about probably 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, it's this little bitty muscle on the inside of your leg that you really don't use that often. And I don't know
And
if you
I'm
need
like,
to.
I'm sorry, I'm never doing this machine again.
Mhm.
And I haven't.
So-
And I haven't had a problem since.
Right.
So it's like, I don't really need to do it. I mean, you can pick and choose what you want to do.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's if you're complaining about a certain aspect of your body that you want to grow bigger, but you're refusing to do all kinds of stuff, then you need to change that. But there's some stuff that's you can't avoid at the gym.
Mhm. So, Gabe, what
Mhm.
do you think? So, we're talking about changing perspective, right?
Mhm.
You give me pep talks all the time. So, tell me, knowing what my situation is, what would your advice be? For me, I mean, go ahead and tell me, knowing that I don't want to do legs again. My legs are tired.
Mhm.
I'm really not looking forward to it. My legs are really sore right now. And I've been doing the same things over and over again for quite a while now. So for me, like, I'm not wanting to go into tomorrow. I'm not wanting to hit the gym. So how should I look at that? What would be a healthier way to look at that?
Well, I mean, usually what I say to you is suck it up, but because that is kind of my mindset of things. But it's because it does suck. Like legs, it's not fun. And honestly, with my mindset on legs, if you're enjoying it, you're not doing it right. So
Yeah.
you're not working out hard enough. But yeah, I guess doing legs for like a week straight is like kind of painful, and you're not really giving that muscle a time to recover, I guess. But also you are, because you're only working out 3 days a week, so you're giving that time, that one day to
Right.
kind of rest and
Yeah.
like recover a little bit and work out again. Um, but the way I would look at it, it's like I can see this as a growth opportunity, not only in my muscle wise, but in like knowledgeable wise, and I can like gain, new like techniques and new workouts and stuff like that, and
Right.
I
Like,
can find a new even like motivation too, like find like, oh, like I like doing these things more now or whatever, like I'm like used to doing these things like in my routine, and I'm like better at doing these things too because I'm stronger. And yeah, it's just you gotta switch it up. Like you can't look at something like I guess doing legs or whatever if you have an injury and it's like, oh, I'm gonna just do nothing. Like what? I don't like this is a bad mindset. Like
right.
you still go to the gym and figure it out. Like figure out what you can work around that injury, and if you can't, like I guess my dad's per se with his shoulder, like he can't really work out the body because if he does, it's gonna really injure it even more, and it's gonna mess up
Right.
it like permanently.
I mean,
But
that's a
just
good point, though. Look for something different.
Mhm.
I mean, so I think for a lot of people, like especially for us, it is very routine. And it's the same thing. It's literally. I mean, we're on a pre-programmed autopilot path. Walk in, hit the stretching room, grab the pad,
Yeah.
do the, I mean, it's like, and then we head to the same place, do the same exercises
Yeah.
in the same order. And it does get very repetitive and very monotonous.
Yeah.
So I'll say that through this, to try to find some enjoyment, I've been doing the exercises in different order than the routine instead of hitting the exact same machines in the
Yeah.
same order in the same way.
I mean,
trying to
you
mix it
do
up.
you do want to make gains. I mean, once you actually get to that point, I mean, we're talking kind of past the starting point when you first start working out. But when you want to start making gains and stuff in the gym, you do want to stick to a routine. You don't. There's a lot of people that go to the gym and they do something different every time. They don't have any routines. Oh, I'm gonna hit legs today and abs, and then the next time they're doing like arms and arms and whatever, and then they switch it up every week, and they don't stay the same exercises either.
Right. Well,
You don't want to do that. You want to have a legit routine
Mhm.
like what we have, but after like 3-4 months you do want to switch it up.
Right.
So whether you're doing it backwards or whether you're switching the days, you want to switch up your routine.
Right. And right there, I mean, that's what it is. It's a workout routine. That
Mhm.
is what it's called. It's what it's referred to, and that's
Yeah.
because it is a specific set of things, actions that you're doing.
Mhm.
So yes, it is routine. But it's like, yeah. So let's look at more from the beginner standpoint. You hit the gym a couple times, you realize how sore you really are,
Yeah.
and
that's a
you
big-
can't move for a couple days, and you're miserable,
yeah,
and you
that's-
can't you can't go up and down stairs, or you can't lift anything.
That's
You
rough.
can't put your coat on because you can't raise your arms up. And then it's like you start to feel a little better. It's like, do I really want to go back to the gym and go through that again? So
Yes.
good news is, once you get through that first part, the initial shock to your
Well,
body.
there's
it's usually
ways
not,
to help
yeah.
that.
Usually the recovery isn't as bad.
Yeah, there's ways to help that in the beginning. I mean, you don't. Some people tend to go at it too hard.
Right.
It's like, no, you don't. Start out low and slow.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't walk for 3-4 days, you did it too hard.
Right.
Like, you don't need to be doing that to yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've done it to me too.
Yeah, so yeah, take it easy. If you're just starting out, get in there. Everything you're doing is on the, it's a positive. It's a positive thing you're doing. You're
Yes.
taking positive steps, positive actions, and those are all to be commended. And definitely do that,
Yes.
but don't over push yourself. And if you do, chances are you might be a little sore.
Mm.
And once you start feeling better, it's like that soreness is growth. you know, and
Yeah, I get.
part of it's looking at it that way.
Yeah, I guess to that it's like soreness can suck, especially at like the first part, and like with beginners, it's like take it slow so you cannot be as sore like the next day, and just keep doing it over and over. And like with me, I've learned to like soreness. That like
That
it
takes a while.
sounds so weird, but I just like being sore because I've set in my mind it's like if I'm sore, then I like worked hard that day before. But at the same time, if you are not sore, it's fine too.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but that's just my mindset with it, and it's I recovery is really important. I try to do that every night or whatever, and just so I can not feel that in the morning. But and I mean, being 17 is a huge factor too.
Yeah.
Recover.
Yeah.
I recover in the matter of a day or two. So, um, but yeah, just having that right mindset of just like soreness or working out, just having a positive mindset on it instead of a negative, and just keep having that kind of growth mindset and keep doing better and like just keep like pursuing that like dream or goal that you have in your mind and like keep working towards it. I mean, don't kill yourself for it, but just have motivation and something to get you up in the morning and going
Yeah.
and get you moving.
Right. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things when you're feeling burnt out or you're tired of doing this is remember why you started.
Yes.
You know, remember whatever mental picture you had when you first started this journey, however you picture yourself, remember that. And let that be your motivation. Let that be your drive, your fire behind everything. Um, you got to know where you're going and you got to have something, to shoot for.
Yeah.
And, that's what's keeping me going right now. So that is one of the tricks I'm using is I'm trying to picture in my head, where I'm going, what
Mhm.
I'm trying to accomplish, and it's not going to happen if I don't go.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's like,
yeah.
so, I've got to go through those steps to get to that point.
Yeah. Well, it's like I told you as well, if you weren't to go, so if you just kind of gave up and be like, well, I can't do what I like, I'm getting bored with this, my legs hurt. Some people do give up. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like I told David, I was like, you will lose all your progress. Do you really want that over the last 6 months? And there's people that they go to the gym for, say, 3, 4 months. They've seen progress. They've lost 10, 20 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
They get burnt out. You will then gain all that weight back. All that 6 months was for nothing.
Right.
And it's you
Mhm.
have to remind yourself of that. Like, if I have to keep going.
Mhm.
And
Right.
it can happen I've seen it time and time and time again, burnout.
Right.
And this is where, taking the low and slow. If you haven't been in the gym, you haven't started getting healthy yet. Obviously, we're all, David, Gabe, and I are at different stage than that. But starting out, you go low and slow.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, I had a very hard time working out at home. And Gabe would always tell me a workout is better than no workout.
Right.
So it's just, even if you go to the gym for half an hour, you work out at home for 20 minutes, half an hour. And that you got to start somewhere.
Right.
And then you just keep building upon that and building upon that. I don't know if we want to talk about deload.
Yeah, that was the next thing I was going to talk about. So what you can do is if you're really not feeling that motivated going to the gym, you can take it easy.
Yeah.
It's called deloading, and it's basically where you just kind of lighten everything up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we incorporate that in on a regular basis anyways to just allow your muscles to recover a little better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's doing either less reps or lighter weight.
Like a lot lighter.
Yeah, like half the weight, or you just cut it. You can do the weight, but you have less reps. So
Yeah.
you're not pushing yourself. You can still feel pretty good about it, but honestly, I mean, that's kind of what I've been doing with some of this stuff too, is I've been kind of just deloading. I'm there, I'm working out, I'm activating my muscles, I'm getting my heart rate going, getting the blood circulating, but I'm not killing myself. So
Yeah.
it is making for a less grueling workout,
Yeah.
which does help. You don't want to do that consistently for a long period of time. For me or for us, it's usually 1 week of that. We'll have
Yeah.
one deload week and then back to routine. But like what I'm going through now, it's like, I pushed myself really hard. I don't know if I'm going to deload this week. That may be what I need to do because, like I said, I'm just not feeling it. My legs are already sore,
Mm-hmm.
and I may just take it easy this week. And that way I'm still at the gym, but I'm not having this expectation over myself that I've got to, hit these marks, do this routine. It's okay to change that. It's okay.
Yes.
It's okay in times that you're not feeling it to change the routine. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't make that your habit,
Yeah.
your long
Yeah.
term habit or goal. But temporarily, when you are feeling down and you're not feeling motivated or just kind of burn out, still go to the gym. Still do some of what you're doing. Just do lighter weight.
Yeah.
Get in there and still get the heart rate up. Do the cardio or whatever, gets that blood pumping.
Yeah. I mean, it can be a little bit more than that. That's typically what you can do. I mean, it's giving yourself a break for a week.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't typically do this in the beginning. Like if you've been working out for like say 6 months or less, and you're still not at the you're still not super disciplined with it, then you're not deloading because you're not being consistent. If you've been working out for a while, say a year, 2, 3, 4 years, and you're just feeling burnt out. Like if I go to the gym one more time, if I do this one more time, like if you're losing your insanity over it and it's stressing you out going to the gym, deload.
Mm-hmm.
So it's whether, you can even cut out workouts. Don't go to the gym that day. Like if you're going like 4 or 5 days a week, I mean, I've heard of this. You cut
Right.
you cut it down. You go to the gym, you do about way less weight. You're going to the gym, you're still being active, but you're not pushing your body to the max.
Mm-hmm.
And then get more sleep. It's like you're taking kind of a break from it for about a week. And that's okay.
Right. So I did see this thing online the other day. It was actually dealing with this. Basically, you have 3 options. Like if you just show up at the gym and you're just not in it,
Mm-hmm.
you can, we're going to call it do a Gabe, where you just power through it, right? Doesn't matter how I'm feeling.
Suck it up.
I'm gonna suck it up. I'm gonna push the weight. I'm gonna make it happen. Whether I mentally feel it or not. I will just suffer through this. Second thing was deload. Just go for that lighter workout. Do what you can with the time you're there. And the third thing was just call it a day and go home. The gym will be there the next day.
Yep.
If you're really not feeling it, because like I said in the beginning, I feel that half of this, 50% of it, is mental. And
Yep.
so if you're not bringing that 50%, the other 50% is probably not going to be there. And so I think they both work in conjunction with each other. And I know that personally, that when I go to the gym and my head's not in it, the workout is just kind of lacking.
Yeah.
I'm not getting the other 50% physical that I need from it to make it the whole 100.
Yeah.
I'm getting like 25% there.
Yeah.
So I take my 0 and then my 25, and it's a 25% workout instead
Yeah.
of 100%.
I mean, mental is it's huge. I mean, just to touch on that, if you're at the gym and you're just like, how many times all of us have been through it, you're just doing a workout and you're like, ugh, I can't wait to go home. You're just moaning and groaning through it. If you tap into that motivation and honestly a little bit of anger, I'm not going to lie, and you just tell yourself, I can do this. I can do this. I'm going to do this. You tell yourself you're going to do this. It's amazing what can happen to your workout.
Right. That's the power through it, Gabe method.
Yeah, because it's in your mindset. If you go into it thinking negative, you're going to have a negative workout.
Right. Right. Like I said, I think we've all been there. It's like, you're just thinking you're sitting on the machine doing whatever. You're like, are we close to being done?
Yeah, I know.
It's
That mindset's bad. I
Yeah.
guess honestly, like, just like being sluggish, like around the gym. It's like just throwing the weight, just like, I just want to get this over with, kind of get out of here. It's like, what? It's like, no, like, gotta like get yourself out of there. And especially, I guess it's easier when you have a partner or whatever, 'cause sometimes like they can help you out, whatever, with like that mindset and get you out of it. But if you're by yourself, you kind of have to like battle that, I guess, like, and you have to just get out of it. You have to find whatever that motivates you and like just find that and just think about it and like just stick with it, that in that workout, and just let it motivate you through your workout. So I don't know. Just
Yeah, but that's exactly it. Remember why you're there in the first place. Find a balance between everything, and find what works for you.
Yeah.
Everybody will be different,
Yeah.
and it's just, changing your perspective, changing the lens you're viewing this through. Latching on to, your goals, your dreams, your hopes, and everything that got you to that point. And if you're not feeling it, part of it is acceptance, but what balance can I do with it? Strike that balance between it.
Right.
Like I'm still here, or I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get in the car and go do this anyways. What can I do to find the best balance between not being able to go 100% because you're not mentally there, and doing zero because you're not mentally there.
Right.
So I would say that those are the biggest things. It's like it's okay if you feel burnout. It's okay if you don't feel it. We all go through it. And it's going to be, I'm sure, a revolving issue from time to time, whether, it's stress, it's life. You got a lot of, home improvement projects you're doing, or you got a big project at work you have
Yeah.
to get done. You have all these things that are weighing on you, and those all take chunks out of your mental space.
Yeah.
And you're not always going to feel pumped to go to the gym, and that's okay. Don't beat yourself up over it, but try to remember, when it does, when you do need to go or when you should go to the gym, why you're going, and then be okay with whatever balance that you have to strike with yourself. And I would say that's the biggest thing. So do what you can, but don't overdo it. Not every day is going to be like that.
Right.
Well, yeah. With that, I just had a thought about like with burnouts, like sometimes you like should go even if you are burning out, because it's like that habit. You should not build a habit of just like making up excuses of not going, because if you haven't gone in like a week or two, there's something wrong with that.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
at that point, something's happening. You're just making up excuses and not going, basically, at that point, and you're like losing. Um,
And you have to look
But,
at why you're making
like,
those excuses too.
it's like, yeah, like look at what you're thinking about like not going. Like, what is your burnout? Like, are you actually burned out, or are you just like just not wanting to go, like kind of giving up at like that mindset of like giving up, or are you like
Right.
actually physically burn out? Like, you just have to discern those two things or whatever, and you also have to have like healthy habits and things like that, like know when to take a break, and then know when to like push past that like point, because you're gonna have those points that you're gonna hit a wall, and you're gonna have to bust through that wall,
Mm-hmm.
because some people, they hit that wall and they turn around, but you can't. If you want to actually reach whatever your goal is, you got to keep breaking through those points or whatever. So that's really key as well. So just having those habits of just like kind of like keep going, whatever, and like, yeah, you're gonna feel burnt out, and it's fine if you take a break for a day or two.
Right.
Don't take a break for a whole week or two or even a month. Like, it's too
Yeah.
long.
I wouldn't say a
So-
month is a break. I would say that you quit and then you started
Yeah.
a month later.
Yeah.
I mean, even for me, a week is fine. If you're if you're on your second week and you're still deloading, no, flat
I'm
out.
ta- I'm-
Honestly, you gave up.
I'm talking about not going to the gym at all. Like, deloading,
Yeah.
you're still going to the gym and taking it really light.
Yeah. I
I'm
mean,
talking,
even so, even
like-
for a week. I mean, even for a week, if I wouldn't say if things are out of your control. Say it's the holidays, there's birthdays. I mean, heck, you're on
I
a
mean, you're not gonna
vacation.
have a.
You
okay,
know, you
it's-
have a huge project at work that you got to work late all week. It's like that's okay, and it's also at that point too. Don't beat yourself up for it. But if you need to take a deload week, it's like no, just say I'm taking this week off, but I'm starting Monday, and you have it in your head. You have it on the calendar. You hit it again next week. But it's like don't take more than a week. If you're going 2, 3, 4 weeks, don't let that happen.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, yeah, and yeah, life does happen. I mean, we all know that. Yeah, vacations. You made a good point with that. I mean, that's totally fine. We're talking, more. You have the means and ability to go, and you don't want to.
Yes.
And yeah, I would say I agree. I
Burnout.
think that if after a week, you're not going and you're finding reasons to not go, and you've lost the motivation for it, that you really should look at, that's the moment you want to check yourself and look at, okay, what's really going on.
Yep.
Mentally, there's something holding you, and you probably want to look at that and try to remember your original goals. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, some of this stuff sucks. Especially diets. It's like sometimes you hit those craving points, and it's like, I am tired of eating healthy. I want pizza.
Yeah.
I want that big greasy burger, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But you just don't want to go, switch your whole thing, your routine up again, and go back to the pizzas and the burgers.
See, and that's the same thing too. Like if you're starting to get those really bad, it's been a few months and you're getting those really bad cravings again, it's okay. You can have that ice cream, you can have that pizza, you can have that burger. Problem is, if you're still eating it every day after a week, there's a huge problem. It's okay to break down every once in a while. Heck, I even have ice cream every, probably not safe, few days, few weeks. But
Yeah,
I'm not
eating
eating
the whole
it.
thing though.
I'm not eating. I have a quart of ice cream. I'll eat probably anywhere between a fourth and a third of it.
All right.
I don't eat the whole thing, and then I don't continue. Then I go eat cookies. I'm not doing it every night. So if you find yourself, you have, I'm gonna have a little bit of ice cream tonight. I'm craving it. You're buying more the next day, and then you're buying more the day after that. There's a problem.
Right. So, okay. Well, those are all definitely things, it's good advice and something to think about. Like I said, don't beat yourself up. It does happen to everybody. It's just remember why you're doing it, and then, try to find that inner fire.
Well, yeah, it's like motivation, consistency, discipline.
Yes, and that's what it is. All these things are routine, and they take discipline, they take consistency, and the motivation all ties into it. But, so I think that's it for us on this. If you guys have any questions, comments, you can reach out on social media. Follow us on social media if you want to.
You can follow us on social media. For Mandy, it is honestfitlife_Mandy, and for me, it is honestfitlife_David on Instagram. Or you can visit our website at honestfitlife.com. Be sure to consult your doctor or healthcare provider before beginning any weight loss or fitness training program. This has been a Road One Media production. All rights are reserved.